So for cutting the blank, I use a jigsaw. A lot of people like to use a handsaw, which is probably the old school method of doing it. I find a jigsaw pretty easy. Now you don't want to cut exactly along the line, you want to cut a couple of mil outside the line. So just to make sure you hold it straight, it just allows you to sort of correct a few mistakes. There you go, that's the basic outline cut. What we're going to do now, we're actually going to use a surf foam to take down the edge to make the rail nice and straight, and we'll go through that. What we've got here is a shaper's block, and at the moment I'm using P40. Now all I'm doing basically is just going along the rail that we just did. This sort of helps you to find any flat spots that are along the rail. Occasionally you might get a little bit of a flat spot. You may get a little bit of deviation out, deviation in. This will just help to tidy that up. You can get ones that have got a right angle that you can run along the rail. I find that works just as good. They're about $25 from Shapers Australia, and it seems to work for me. I normally don't shape on these stands. I normally got a set of shaping stands just to film. It's better light in here. As you can see, it's not the most cleanest spot because I do a lot of repairs as well. Hence why I don't glass in here, but we'll get to that later on. So we've done one side of the board. And we've got our basic shape on this side. We're just going to go now and finish this side off, and we'll pretty much have the board, the outline shaped. what we'll do then, we'll start planing it with the electric planer. I only hand shape, I don't computer cut. I've tried it once, didn't like it. So I do most of it by hand. The only two power tools I use are obviously the jigsaw for cutting the outside line and the planer. Now the planer will take the skin off, thin the blank out, and we'll put the nose and tail rocker in. So we'll put the rocker into the board. We'll also put the concave into the board with the planer. So there's a technique that we use for that. I'll show you that when we get to it. So here's a quick tip. That is the tail piece that came out. Now most people would throw it away. I never throw these away. These are great for when you got to do repairs, you got to do a new nose on a board or a new tail. You can always cut it, repair a tail. You can do a nose section just by re-cutting out sort of the nose of a board. So never throw them away. Same as the rail offcuts. So here's the rail offcut. Another tip if you do board repairs is leave that out in the sun for a couple of weeks. What it'll do, it'll start to go brown. Really handy when you want to do a repair on an old board and you need to replace the foam. You can actually use the brown foam. It just looks a lot better.